Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Let the hands just rest along the legs for a moment. Close the eyes. And here, as we take the first couple of breaths, welcoming our yoga practice for today. Try to step fully into this moment, really seeing the bigness of every inhale, fullness of every exhale. Let the stress and worries of work and other outside elements be set aside as much as possible. And as we always do, we'll open with just gentle, easy movement. Chin down to the chest. Rock the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Chin down to the chest. Left ear to the left shoulder. Oh, Bodhi. Go back and forth a couple of times, rocking the head to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Then go back, right ear towards the right shoulder, stay there. Walk the opposite hand, fingertips out to the side. And then take the right hand towards the left ear and give it our little tug out to the side. And bring it back. Hands to the thighs, chin to the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Again, just pause there. Walk the opposite fingertips out. And add the left hand on top of the right ear. Bring the hands back to the thighs and chin to the chest. As you lift the head, open the eyes and reach both arms up to the sky. Take a twist, lower the hands down on either side. And inhale, lift both arms back up as high as we can. Exhale, twist to the second direction. And inhale, back up to the sky. Take the palms together, right down through the center of the body. Let the chin nod down, giving yourself, again, this time of thanks and gratitude for practice. Okay, we'll shift over to all fours. And here in all fours, sit up for cat and cow with the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the line of the hips. And then just move back and forth. On the inhale, pull the chest forward, eyes and tailbone lift up, tailbone to the sky. And then exhale, press down through the hands and knees, round the back, drop the head. Just back and forth. Whatever pace feels good to you, add in the little extra movements. Little wag side to side, whatever feels nice. I think these days an added bonus to the way that we practice yoga on the screen is that it really allows you even more autonomy as to how, why, when you want to move. General direction is here for you, and then you take and add to it. Okay, downward facing dog. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And in downward facing dog, pedal the feet a little back and forth. Let the head shake a little yes and no. Work out the kinks from the day. Feel free to let the mouth open and release the exhale breath. And then take child's pose, knees down about as wide as the mat, big toes together. Let the hips sink back towards the heels and reach your arms out long in front. Still a nice stretch through the arms, under the shoulders, down the length of the spine. Then changing this just a little bit, lift up about halfway, shift the right arm underneath. So you get a good stretch across the shoulder here as we take twisted child's pose. And extract the right hand. Do that to the second side, send the left arm underneath, little twist. Seat can be more in the air or back towards the heels like I'm doing. And release. Downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips again. And then bend the knees a lot and walk your hands backwards to the feet. So we end up at the end of our sticky mat in this bent knee forward fold. Let the arms drape down or hold on to the elbows, sway a little bit from side to side, ragdoll pose. Always here the effort of being as heavy as we can, the upper body, really releasing through the vertebrae. We spend all day with the postural muscles having to keep us upright. Here, just let yourself hang over. Give them a break. And then nice and slow, roll it up to standing. Roll the shoulders up and back a couple of times. Good. Roll the shoulders forward and down. Okay, we'll take our time to walk to the front end of the sticky mat. Lift the arms up to the sky, big inhale, big lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Take our sun salutation here. Inhale, half lift, extend from the hips out to the crown of the head. Hands can climb up the legs as high or as low as works. And then step it back to plank pose. Top of our push-up. Make the arms straight, but we can be on our toes or on the knees, whichever suits you best here in this plank variation. Do squeeze in the glutes, lengthen the tailbone, tone the belly. And try looking a little forward, just a little past the hands. And we'll hold plank pose here for another count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lie flat down onto the yoga mat. Cobra, press down into the hands and feet and peel the chest up. Change to downward facing dog. And that change can push through child's pose, all fours, or just straight up and back each time. And then we'll keep moving. Look forward in between the thumbs. Make your way to the front of the mat, a step, a walk, a jump even. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms up to the sky. And bring the palms together, center of the chest. Okay, we'll take it all again, just a smidge bit faster. Lift up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Hold plank here. Still getting in Nice bit of strengthening and stabilization in the top of plank. And then nice and slow, lower it down. Push through your hands and feet to peel the chest up for cobra. Think shoulders up, back, squeeze the elbows into the side. And change to downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out, right here in dog pose. And glance forward to the hands now. And again, step, jump, walk, top of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Place palms together, center of the chest. Right into tree pose, place your right foot onto the left leg. And we can go to the calf or to the thigh. Skip the knee though. So above or below the knee, push the foot into the leg back out into the foot. And then those choices, where do you want the arms? Up to the sky, staying in front of the chest, you choose. Find a steady gaze, something that won't move or change out in front of us. And lower the arms, lower the leg. Steady your balance for the second side. So we'll stand on the right leg and place the left foot, again, on the calf or up on the thigh. I do a pretty good dig of the heel into the leg to make it stick. Good squeeze in the glutes. And again, choose the arms. Keep working to point the knee out to the side. As you do that more and more, you'll find a good lengthening stretch from inner thigh to inner knee. And then we'll lower again, hands and leg. Give it a shake. Go back to downward facing dog. I used to take us tree pose and then into side plank tree pose. And we haven't done that in a while. I want to do it again today. So we're going to start actually from down dog, then set the knees back down so that we're in all fours. Make your right leg straight, toes tucked and on the floor, and then open up to the side plank. So right arm up, left knee can stay down. Get the right foot flat and keep it on the ground. And then the tree pose is actually going to be the bottom knee. So can we push down enough into the right foot, the left hand, to lift your left knee off of the ground and set it even for just a second in tree pose, and then I kind of cheat here and have the knee on the ground and the foot on my leg to hold tree. And then it comes out. And stretch all the way back to downward facing dog. And we'll do that on the second side as well. So it's the bottom knee again that's going for the tree pose. Stretch the left leg straight. And then turn to the side so that the left foot is flat on the ground. Left arm to the sky. And we're going to use our left foot and our right hand. Push down into the ground so much that the rest of the body can rebound up. Place the foot against your leg so that the right knee points down to the ground. Maybe it's hovering or the knee is on the ground to stabilize. Hold it there for another breath. And then go back, downward facing dog. Cool. If we can do that one, can we do tree pose on the top leg? So let's go left hand, outer edge of the left foot to the ground. And as you turn to the side, take the right arm up to the sky and place the right foot on the left leg in tree pose. Even just 2 breaths there. And then we come right back out of it. Full downward facing dog. So we're taking a quick look at it, not trying to hold it for very long. Outer edge of the right foot, right hand down. As you start to open, left hand to the sky. And quickly place left foot onto the right leg. It stabilizes. Give it 2 breaths max. And then set it right back down, downward facing dog. Lower the knees, child's pose. We've done the hard part. Give it a couple of breaths of rest here and reset. Bring your torso upright so that we're sitting back on our heels. And then interlace the hands in front, flip the palms, and push up to the sky. If this gets to be a little too much on our feet, sometimes it's too much stretch in the ankles, you could always be up and kneeling. And then we're going to release the hands and take them behind your back. Same thing, but behind the back now, interlace. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Straighten the arms and lift the chest up. Try to squeeze the base of your palms to touch. And at the same time, navel in towards the spine and lift the chest. Release the hands, a little bit of a shake. Come back forward to all fours. We get a little bit more here. Turn the hands out so they face to the sides of your mat. And we can stay there or go one more turn so that the fingers face back towards the knees. And the one thing I notice folks do a lot is to narrow the gap between their hands, and I want to keep it as wide as the shoulders, even as you turn the hands around. And this can be a really nice stretch and opening for the forearm. Relieve some pressure in the wrist. Then when we start out, it's a little intense. So you just want to rock very easy back and forth. Not too much here. Okay, the hands stay turned around if it's working. If it's been too long, you just turn the hands back around as we add on this, I'm gonna say like a tiger tail. Lift the right leg up and then swing like a tail over towards the left side, tap down to the ground, and then come back to the center and lift. Swing the tail, tap down, come back to the center and lift. We're doing this 5 times. Swing and tap, back and lift, swing and tap, back and lift. Nice squeeze in the glute and hamstring each time the leg lifts. And last swing, back to the center and lower the right leg down. So again, it's fine to turn the hands around. They can stay turned back as works. We've got, of course, one more side. Lift the left leg up, about in line with the spine. Try to tone in the abdomen. And then tiger tail swing over. Tap the toes, in and up. Swing and tap, in and up. Swing and tap, in and up. Swing and tap, in and up. And one more time, swing and tap, in and up. Lower the knee down, downward facing dog. And that's really just so we can transition off of the hands. Walk the hands back to the feet. Give yourself another ragdoll pose here so you're off of the hands. And roll it on up to standing. Okay, we'll get into some standing lunges. Stay at the back of the mat. Take the hands to the waist. I like to look forward so I know where I'm going, and then step your right foot all the way up, high lunge. And you can always squiggle the feet out to find your full stride if the first step didn't quite get you there. Lift the arms up to the sky now. Like the number 11, turn the palms in, reach as high as you can, as straight as you can. Keep everything that's happening here, but can you also spin the left heel flat down to the mat? And not just the heel, but the outer edge of the pinky toe to touch the mat as well. So we end up in warrior one. It's shoulders square and hips a little bit open. And then lower the hands down either side of the front foot and pick up your back heel. Pause there for a moment. Set the back knee down. Walk the hands up to your front thigh. And pretty much the same thing we were doing, but now back knee is down. Lift the arms up to the sky. Isometric action in the legs. Squeeze the front heel back and the back knee forward so the muscles hold their tension and strength. And then lower the hands either side of the front foot. We're going to step backwards to downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Hands to the hips, point the elbows to the sky, push down into the feet as you lift head, chin, chest, stand up. Second side, eye gaze towards the front of the mat. As big of a step as we can go. A little bend behind the knees so that you can take the shock and step the left foot forward. Again, if you need to take a little longer stride after that first step, go for it until you're in your full stride. Back leg straight, lift the arms up to the sky. And then everything stays the same, but we spin the back heel down until the full foot can find the ground. Think like big toe over pinky toe and back to the heel. So we're prioritizing getting that whole back foot down, even if it means our hips open to the side a little more so than we might think we want them to. Finally, lower the hands down around the front foot. Pick up the back heel, pause for a breath. And then lower the back knee down. It's that squeeze of the back knee forward, the front heel back. That really gets the muscles to stay tight and strong for us. Lift the torso upright and lift the arms to the sky. Anjaneyasana. This one's also called monkey lunge sometimes, like you're about to leap from one mountain to the next. And then lower the hands down around the front foot and step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little side to side. Okay, set the knees down to the mat and then come upright like we're kneeling. I'm going to turn to the side so I can kind of use the length of the mat, whatever works for you, and take the right foot out. And just like we did in Warrior One there, I'm going to turn the toes in a little bit towards the left leg and try to keep the foot fully flat on the ground. Don't let it come up. Okay. From there, just lean over, hands to the ground. And then can you kind of heel toe that right foot a little further out, maybe even down to the forearms until we have a really nice stretch on the adductors here. Inner thighs. So this is one way of thinking about gate pose. And then I want you to climb back upright, back to the hands, maybe heel toe the foot in and back upright. So hips, shoulders right over top each other. Now lift the arms straight up and palms together best we can. Crescent, lean towards that right leg. Lean, lean, lean. Big full stretch all the way through the left side of the body here. And come on back upright. Release the arms and bring the knees back together. Second side. Take the left foot out. And again, we're going to try to turn the toes in. And that's a lot just to ask in the turn of the foot. If that's a no-go, you can keep the toes a little more turned out. But as best as we can, we're trying to make the outer edge of the foot like parallel to the short side of the yoga mat here, if you're faced like I am. Okay, and then we're going down to the hands. Maybe lengthening it out a little bit more. And then if the body still provides a little bit more room, down to the forearms until you feel pretty good, steady stretch along the inner thigh. Adductors. If I sit my hips a little more back rather than forward, I also feel that more intensely. So again, it's like you, your space, your mat, trying to figure out how it works best for your body. Okay, we're going to crawl back up to the hands, kind of heel toe the foot in so that you can come upright. Both arms to the sky. And then crescent over. So it's where that first position, forward in the body, I felt the stretch mostly along my left leg. Now I feel it on the right side. And then come back to the center, to kneeling, and back around to all fours, downward facing dog. It'll all come together a little bit. We're finding different parts here. Okay, so something a little different. Lift the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. And then step it all the way forward and through to your low lunge. Big swing. And warrior two. We know this one. Back heel down. Line up front heel to the back heel. And come upright. Extend the arms out. Gaze out over your front fingertips. Okay, right elbow to the knee, left arm, reach over into side angle pose. And then come back upright. Reach the hands straight out in front of you. I'm a little backwards here. Hopefully this makes sense though. Straight out in front of you. If they were up in the air, they'd be a number 11, but now they're shoulder height. And then again, lean over like you just did in that side angle pose again. Lean over. And then come back upright. And we're just going to do that exact same thing one more time. Lean over and upright. So we're just changing the leverage there. Look at your front leg and open the arms like airplane wings. And then lower the hands down either side of your front foot as you pick up your back heel. And step all the way back to downward facing dog. All right. Second side, this will be a little better view. Lift the left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. And then we're trying to take a big swing and step all the way forward. Okay. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, come on, upright. And I, again, have been taking heel to heel alignment lately, just a little easier balance. You could also do heel to the middle of the back foot. It's a little more narrow stance. Check it out, whatever feels nice. Okay, regular old side angle first. So it's elbow to knee, top arm, palm down, overhead. And then come back up. And arms straight out in front of you. So we've got to use that squeeze of the inner thighs more in towards each other. And try to take the torso back to the side. Arms in a different leverage point. Come upright. Certainly a lot more ask in the abdominals here. Lean back to the side. And upright. Okay, we're going to keep our feet and hips mostly like that, but swing the arms open. And place the hands down either side of the front foot. Pick up that back heel. And step back to plank pose. Hold here in plank. And then adding on a little more in plank, pull the right knee into the chest, round the back. It's like a super slow mountain climber. Step the right foot back. And then pull the left knee in like you're in slow-mo, round the back. And step it back. Do it one more time on the first side, knee in, round the back. Good option is to have the back knee down rather than on the toes to make this a little more doable. And then left knee in and step it back. This time as you pull the right knee in, you're going to shoot the leg underneath you and lay the hips down so that we're trying to make like an L shape if you look back at your legs. But twist the torso and lay it down towards the mat like you're in the bottom of your push-up. So the legs are in this big L shape. I'm hoping you're finding a good concentration of stretch in the outer right hip here. And then lift the torso back upright. Tuck the back toes so it helps you pull out of the pose and into plank. And we go right into the second side, left knee in like you're doing that slow mountain climber, and then shoot the leg underneath you and move the hips down to the floor. And once I've got the hips anchored to the ground, I can kind of play with the legs a little bit more. The more we open towards the L shape, the more difficult the pose gets, the more intense the twist and the outer hip stretches. So you're going to monitor for yourself. If you bend the left knee or take the leg further back, it'll be a little less intense. What works? And then get yourself safely out of the pose. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and this time downward facing dog. Okay, like we've done before, bend the knees and walk your hands backwards, backwards, backwards to the feet. And hands to the hips, point the elbows to the sky, push down to the feet, come all the way up. Okay, walk to the front of the mat. One more big standing combination. Kind of puts a lot of these pieces together. Keep the right foot forward and step the left foot back into our high lunge. Arms up to the sky. And then spin the back heel down so you end up in warrior one. Open up to warrior two, so you change direction of the shoulders and hips fully out to the side. Like we've already done, take the hands out in front. Like you're going to side angle, lean the right shoulder towards the right knee. And now can you set the right hand down to the floor and the left arm up to the sky? So we found a little more depth. from the strength of the abdomen, and then we go into the stretch. Okay, from here, this is new. Left hand to the waistline. I want you to heel toe the left foot in a few steps. Look out over the right foot, and we'll try half moon pose. Balance on your right hand, right leg. Lift the left leg into the air and take the left arm up to the sky. Kind of like that side plank from a little earlier. We're just going for about 2 breaths. And then I want you to go all the way back to a low lunge. Low lunge. Lower the left leg down. Good old low lunge around the right leg. Step it all the way back, downward facing dog. And then lower the knees down to the mat. From all fours, we're going to send the right foot out to the side so it's off of my yoga mat. And come down to the forearms. Maybe heel toe the right foot a little more out to the side, sit the hips a little further back so you're in that lower version of gate pose. And then we're going to crawl back up. If you walked the foot in, you walk it back to where we started. All the way upright in the torso, arms overhead. Okay, a little different this time. I want you to turn and look more at your right foot and try to take your hands down to the foot. And then get stronger in the abdomen. And then try to open up so you stay a little lower towards the right foot. We get in both the stretch through the inner thigh and length and stretch through the long left side body. I always find that one super hard. Come all the way back up. All back to kneeling, back to downward facing dog. And simply look forward to the hands and step or jump to the front. Roll on up to standing. Okay, long combo. We'll try it on the second side. Start with the left foot forward, step the right foot back. Our arms go up to the sky for high lunge. So we're playing with some different rotations and stretching around hips and thighs. Spin the back heel down. Moment, couple breaths here. And then we change and open it up, warrior 2. Side angle, elbow to the knee, reach the top arm overhead. Inhale, come back upright. And as we do, we'll swing our arms to shoulder height, straight ahead. And then a little more abdominal strength as you lean to the side, left shoulder and left knee close together. And then can you open the arms like those airplane wings, down and up. Good. From here on this side, we'll take the right hand down, pick up the back heel, lower the right knee, and then just take the left foot out to the side. So we're going right from the hands here into that lower form of gate pose. Again, you can be on the hands or all the way down on the forearms. Maybe shift the hips a little bit back to feel more of the stretch. Heel toe the left foot more out to the side, whatever works best there. To find a nice, safe, steady stretch along the inner thigh. And walk it back up, come all the way to a kneeling position. Stack hips and shoulders over each other, reach the arms up to the sky. Okay, so I'm thinking of this like if we're here, like Warrior 2, and then we're trying to turn more like we do in Warrior 1 and reach all the way over. I'm pushing a lot through my bottom knee and my left foot. And keep a lot of that fold, but then open so you try to peek underneath the right armpit. And you're getting the inner thigh of the left leg and the stretch to the length of the right side of the body. That's what we're going for. And then we come all the way back up. Release the hands. Find all fours and downward facing dog. Paddle out the feet. Lower the knees down, child's pose. Let your hips just sort of sit back here. One thing about more of that gate pose practice is that I always find a little more ease in child's pose. Easier to release, just be right here. And then we'll shift so that we're sitting down and feet just straight out in front. Legs straight out in front. Dandasana or staff pose. Looks like an L shape in the body here. Cross the right ankle over the left and then lean forward. And if you don't like putting one ankle on top of the other, you can keep the feet flat and just do a regular old seated forward fold 2 times, since we'll find both sides here. Okay, we'll switch sides, crossing the left ankle on top and lean forward, a little more spotlight on the right hamstring, the bottom leg. At the same time, maybe you feel just a little touch more on the outer hip of that top leg. All right, and then come back up. So I actually started with all of that side plank, tree pose stuff, so that the very last thing we can see is one more version of side plank. So we're going to come back to all fours. I hope this one actually feels, I don't know, the best. We'll say the best. Most doable, maybe. So downward facing dog. And then remember that mountain climber, we'll pull the right knee into the chest. And then step the foot down, but you're going to turn the toes out towards the long edge of the mat. And then go to side plank with the right foot flat on the ground, right arm up to the sky. Sometimes I call this our kickstand pose. And if you can, kind of pulse the hips up and down a couple of times. This is also the side plank that really gets into the IT band. So all of this has been 360 look at the hips. And the inner thighs today, obviously. And then we go back, downward facing dog. So second side, again, it's like you're doing a slow motion mountain climber, left knee into the chest, but then you're going to turn to the side, set the foot down. And I'm usually heel toeing a little bit the edge of my right foot further back so that I can get a nice angle from the top shoulder and wrist that's on the ground, making this even more accessible. Left arm up to the sky. And then push through outer edge of the right foot and full flat left foot to do the little hip pulses up and down. And we'll go back, downward facing dog. Lower the knees, this time all the way back down to our seat. And soles of the feet together, like Baddha Konasanas. With the soles of the feet together, knees out towards either side, hold on to your feet, or hands can just stay back behind you for more ease there. If you like, fold forward. A little more intensity there. Sometimes it doesn't feel great on the low back. If you're noticing unease, just stay lifted. Okay, hold on to the outer knees, pull in. Let's make our way down to the yoga mat, lay all the way back. Whew, just kind of let the breath go. Feel your feet, the entire length of your spine. So the shoulders and back of the head along the mat. Let the arms rest out to the side for a moment. Just really grounded. And then cross the right ankle over the left thigh, point the knee out to the side, so our figure 4 shape. And pull the left leg in. Keep intensifying by threading the arms through. Hold on to the back of the thigh or on top of your shin. And then release, set both feet back down onto the mat. And do this on the second side, left ankle over the right knee, point the left knee out to the side. Pull the right leg in, thread through. And then both feet come down to the mat. Take your feet, Bodhi move. Take your feet as wide as the yoga mat. And then we'll just try to sway a little bit from side to side. Both knees fall to the right, and then across the center and over to the left side. And we'll do that a couple of times. Knees go to the right, across the center, over to the left. These are what I call our windshield wiper legs, back to the right, across the center, and to the left. Reach your arms overhead and the feet long out in front of you. Big, big. I like to say good morning stretch here, full reach. And then we'll end with our banana pose. So if you walk both feet just a little bit over to the left side, cross the right ankle over the left leg like we did from that seated position just a moment before. And then also lean the arms a little bit over to the left. So you're in a crescent or banana-like shape lying down on the mat. Great yin posture, but we're using it a little quicker and more strength. Squeeze the muscles here. Okay, and then we come across the center and kind of walk the feet over to the other corner of the mat. This time, left ankle on top, and the hands, again, lean a little bit towards the right side so that your body is making that crescent or banana shape on the second side. All right, we come back to the center. Just give yourself one last good squeeze, knees into the chest, a little hug there. If you like happy baby, this is a good time to add it in. And then I want to go to our final pose, resting pose. Stretch the arms and the legs out. If it's okay with you, close your eyes. Allow your breath to be really soft, almost unnoticed. As still, as released as possible here. Allow yourself about 4 more steady, deep breaths where you are. And then slowly come back up to a seated position. Allowing the gaze to stay low or the eyes closed. Still in that release, still mindset. To close, bring the palms together, the thumbs to the sternum. A gesture full of gratitude for yourself, for this practice. All those that might be practicing yoga in the same space or time. Thank you. Namaste.